Hello. So, unfortunately, I do not have an audience for my last speech video because my friends have been tested for the coronavirus and they have tested positive. So I will unfortunately not have an audience for my video today, but I will do my best to communicate to everybody who's watching this video and making sure that there are replies and all that. So to get started, I would like to convince everybody that we as a planet are harming the ocean. So what I'm trying to get at here is that the ocean over the last 50 years has been dying, and there's a lot of different contributing factors as to why the ocean is dying. So, you know, the population of fish has gone down, the population of the marine ecosystems are going down, coral reefs are dying, you know, species are going on the endangered list, all of that. So basically, the problem that we are contributing to the ocean is that we, as humans, we produce carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which causes global warming. I know you're thinking, oh, global warming, it's such a political thing. You know, some people believe that. Some people believe that global warming is a hoax. And, you know, as humans, we should care about the environment because we live here. This is our planet. We live here, and so we should be taking care of the resources that we receive from this planet. So basically, the carbon dioxide in the air is produced from things like cars, factories, burning fossil fuels, buses, all of that. It all produces into the atmosphere. And you would think, oh, well, trees, they soak up the, you know, carbon dioxide in the air, and, you know, the trees, they'll take care of it. But the ocean also takes in about 70% of carbon dioxide in the air. 70% is a lot, and a lot of our planet is water. But we receive so many resources from the water that we should care about what goes into it. And so what happens is the carbon dioxide is absorbed by bacteria that is in the water. And there's a chain. So the bacteria that lives on the top of the water, there's filter feeders that take in that layer of the food chain, and what happens is that is then passed into them, and then it continues down the food chain as other carnivorous animals eat those filter feeding animals. So essentially, it is passed back into what we eat and what we receive from the ocean. So in ways, the carbon dioxide is affecting us, the food that we eat, and it is also affecting sea creatures from being able to thrive and reproduce in the ocean. Global warming does cause the waters to heat up. It does cause the water to change temperature, even varying a few degrees. Take the coral reef for example. The coral reefs, they get stressed at just the slightest change of water. Coral reefs are very delicate ecosystems, and so what happens to coral reefs is the corals will bleach. They will try to cast out any bacteria that will harm them because they are warming up. It is their vulnerable state. And what happens is most coral reefs, they don't survive. They are not able to acclimate to the environment around them fast enough, and what happens is they bleach so badly that they just erode to their skeletons and they die. And coral reefs are very essential to the ecosystem because coral reefs, they are where life begins in the ocean. And if we do not have coral reefs, we don't have anything that we need for the ocean, essentially. It starts in the coral reef. Another way that we harm the ocean as humans is we have pollution. And so I'm sure you've heard of river dumping and, you know, trash and bad water. It all goes into the ocean. It all just dumps into the ocean, which is pretty bad for the environment and the animals that live there. There are people who have contracted HIV, AIDS, and I believe there was one more, I can't think of it right now, but they can basically contract these from river dumping into the ocean. So what happens is filter feeders, they filter out that water in that area. I believe it's in the state of Louisiana. They eat a lot of shellfish down there in the south because they're right next to the ocean. There's lots of oysters and clams, and what happens is these are filter feeders. They filter out everything that's in the water, and what happens is when we catch that, we are essentially eating what they have filtered out. You know, we pollute the environment to a point where it comes back into our systems. We eat what the environment, you know, takes in. What fish eat, we eat because we put it out there for them, and it circles right back around to us. So what can we do to help the environment? So what we can do to help the environment is, you know, we can clean up our ecosystems. We can find better and more efficient ways to take care of our ecosystem. I know it's 2020 and taking care of the environment is such an important thing for us to do. And so what we need is, you know, things like ocean cleanups. We need to be more conservative with the fuels that we use, you know, less factories. Electric cars are coming out, you know, they don't have to burn fossil fuels that go into the air. We can, you know, we can use far less resources that will pollute the environment. So reusable recyclables. We don't have to use plastic. Imagine you use plastic water bottles to drink. You can easily solve the problem of putting so much plastic into the environment by buying a water filter. So everybody pays for water in their homes. It's pricey to buy a water filter, but essentially it can be worth it because it will protect the environment to an extent. So we are able to protect the environment from these causes. And there are other ways that you can contribute, like donating. You can volunteer into associations like this. So there are organizations that save the ocean. You need to be supporting ecological seas. And so there is websites that you can go to, like gulfmarine.org. You can support them. You can look where to volunteer. You can donate to them, their research, their industry. You learn about their big main project of saving the ocean. There's also betterworldcampaign.org. They want a better world and essentially a better ocean because our world is mostly made of water. And there's the oceanconservancy.org website. They basically want to help prevent ocean pollution. There are millions of pounds of polluted water, and we can do our best to clean up those waters. So these are all the agencies. If you care about what you put into the environment and what you receive from the environment, then it's a really great cause to go and help these organizations that will essentially help you by helping the world, because without the ocean, we would not have what we have in today's society. Thank you.